When you pay attention to the Passport Bros, like, they're getting women from, like, the DR, Colombia, the Philippines, Thailand, like, women that can speak very little English, women that don't have education, women that need them. Women that need them.
Women are raised to be wives. They learn everything from birth, from their father, from their mother, how to be a wife and how to support your man.
Women that need them.
It's not even women that need them. It's women that treat them with respect.
So we don't.
Y'all know y'all don't.
Stop yourself.
That's not true.
American women are out of touch from reality. They don't realize the West is de-evolving due to this Guinness-centric deculture, while Southeast Asia is just as modern as most American cities, except they're actually clean. A man and woman need each other to raise a good family. The man needs the house cleaned, the meals cooked, and kids raised, while the woman needs the bills to be paid.
This is for the single people. I've been thinking, like, the last few days, like, I can just not imagine ever being with someone ever again. Like, how do you get to that stage of even, like, meeting someone and then, like, all of a sudden you're just, like, hanging around with them every day? Like, how does that even happen? Like, I don't know whether, like, I'm just going through, like, this phase or, like, this stage of, like, a breakup, even though it was, like, months ago, but, like, I just can't envision it. Like, I just don't think I'm ever going to meet anyone. Like, I'm totally fine being on my own forever, but, like, is this a thing? Like, do people still meet people, or are people just going to be single forever now? Like, I just don't get it.
I just came to the realization why I'm single. Every guy that I'm like, oh yeah, he's attractive. Okay, this is not supposed to be offensive, but I see their wives and they just look like so, like, you know, like, not like this, just like, you know, like, I pretend my tattoos are gone. Dude, I look crazy. Like, that's why guys don't want to wife me up. And I just come to this realization today. See? I thought these men wanted, like, you know, big, strong, tough girls. I don't know. I feel like all of them are, like super girly, and all these guys are like, yeah, that's my girl. That's just, like, housewife stuff. And I'm over here, like, I own my own business. I'm covered in tattoos. I'm a little spazzy, but that's okay. We embrace it. But yeah, I don't think any guy's gonna wife me up because they can't take me seriously. And I just realized that. Damn.
As a childless woman in my early 40s, I'm constantly thinking about my retirement and what that looks like. And it's always the same, no matter what. And it has been since my 30s, which is to live in a hut or a well-framed cabin in the woods with a community of women. And we all just, like, grow our own food, make our own preserves, read books, fix everything ourselves, have coffee together in the morning, drink wine at night, have a bunch of cats and dogs and chickens and goats, maybe some horses, pigs, whatever. And then we do really weird shit at night that makes everyone scared to come up to our property and just leaves us alone forever until we all just die in our beds, happy. That sounds like a pretty good retirement.
The idea that men are wary of dating women who display traditionally masculine traits or who have been influenced by feminist perspectives reflects broader concerns about compatibility and perceived gender roles. The comparison to financial advice from those who are not financially successful highlights the skepticism about taking relationship advice from individuals who are themselves struggling in the dating world.
The jokes write themselves.
Modern women are now catfishing Passport Bros so they can get the traditional benefits of dating.
I think the issue with modern men and modern women in the dating arena is that there are so many modern men that want traditional women without having to be traditional men. What am I talking about? Let me let him explain.
And typically in an Arab household, the man usually is the provider financially, and that's just how it is.
That is just something I wasn't prepared for.
Most Arab women expect that.
Just like most American people expect the woman to contribute half. Or not half, just contribute.
But you're not dealing with an American woman.
No, but she'd have to deal with some of my things, though, too. This was definitely not what I wanted to hear. I thought Moroccan women prioritize family over material things, and I was not anticipating that it would mean I have to be the sole provider for a household. I didn't sign up for this.
So what do you mean you weren't prepared to be a sole provider? Like, who raised some of these men? They are so adamant that they want a traditional woman, but they also want that traditional woman to be modern enough to expect to have to pay bills. This man goes on to say that he wants an independent, financially independent woman who will have his kids and clean and be submissive and all these other things. Why would she do all of that? Like, you realize that the women in here in America won't even take that deal. So they get their passports and they globe trot all over the world trying to find a woman vulnerable enough, desperate enough, in search of citizenship enough to take that deal. This is predatory behavior. When you're looking for a woman who wants to have access to the benefits and the perks and the rights that we have as Americans, because they don't have those rights in their country, but you're going to make her earn it. She's going to have to earn it by you making a mule out of her, expecting her to do more than you're doing. So why should she do all of that for your 50% of the bills? Like, the deal isn't being accepted by American women, and you're realizing that it's not going to be accepted by women in other countries either, because it's a bad deal and you know it. And oftentimes these women in other countries, they're going to expect you to send money back home to their parents and their siblings and their families back home. Like, you think that you're saving money. You're trying to find a good woman for a discount by shopping all around. But she's also going to expect you to provide for her as well. Once you expect a woman to have your child and her ability to work like your ability to work is changed, you're going to have to provide for that woman. When you want her to stay home, how's she going to stay home and work 40 hours a week? Like, some of you have no idea what you're asking. Or maybe you do, but you don't care. Why should she run herself into the ground? And what does she get? A discount on bills? A discount. Because you're not even willing to pay the whole thing. Like, you want provider benefits without having to actually be a provider. You let somebody speak long enough and they'll tell you everything you need to know. And the men are beginning to say the quiet part out loud. We weren't expecting to take care of any woman. American woman, woman overseas. We were expecting a servant. They're not looking for partnership. They're looking for ownership.
The critique of single mothers and feminists in shaping modern men highlights a view that certain societal influences are responsible for current relationship dynamics. The argument about passport bros preferring traditional wives while modern American women demand more than traditional roles suggests a belief that there's a disconnect between expectations and reality in the dating market. The claim that women from foreign nations often seek stability rather than a career, and that many passport bros are looking for a significant lifestyle change rather than returning to the States, reflects a perspective on differing values and expectations in international relationships. The emphasis is on the contrast between the perceived desires of modern women in the US versus those in other countries, particularly regarding traditional roles and financial expectations.
With a loser, Chad, or Tyrone.
A lot of these guys are saying y'all are going to end up lonely and single, but at least we're not bringing more Dusties into the world. By the way, I'm married and I have 2 daughters, so I didn't bring no Dusties into this world. Thank goodness, because I didn't marry a Dusty. But at the same time, women don't want to bring more dust into the world that you can't even afford to take care of, guys. They don't want to marry a man they got to make excuses for instead of brag on, okay? So I'm sure a woman would rather be single than to sit there and make up excuses for her loser husband or whatever, okay? So don't think that women not marrying is an indication that they're unwanted, because women get proposals all the time. They just have to turn them down because they're dusty proposals or they're proposal from men who aren't going to meet their standards, okay? So they got to turn down a lot of proposals from dust, okay? And it's easy to turn down proposals from dusties because all you have to do is close your eyes and imagine your life in 2 years from now, and it's going to be worse than it is right now. So that's why they quickly say no. They say, I can't do this. Nope. And they don't end up marrying, these type of men because they don't want to repeat the poverty cycle or, lower their standards to be with somebody who thinks, living mediocre or in poverty is okay. So no to struggle love, exactly. You said Walmart promise rings, exactly. They're saying no to them Walmart rings. They're saying no to struggle love. They're saying no to Dusties. So y'all go marry somebody who need a green card, and y'all make the best of it while it lasts.
If these women are truly as strong and independent as they claim, why are they so fixated on a man's income? Aren't they all about equality? It's clear they just want to cruise to the finish line. Back in the 1950s, women married men who were just starting out. They were young, ambitious, and ready to build a future together. Now, when women ask where the good men are, it's because they've overlooked them, unwilling to support and grow with their partners. The reality is, women who aren't getting married are often a sign that they're not the ones being sought after.
Ladies, you know I love you to death, but y'all gotta stop with this goofy ass cap of what he won't do, the next man will. As a 38-year-old eligible bachelorette, I could tell you right now, the next man probably won't. You'll get it worse from him. But something that I really want to discuss with y'all, and this is gonna catch me smoke, but you can't cancel reality. The playing field is not level. There are more good single women than there are good single men. And the reality is, what you won't do, the next bitch actually will. There are good women with good pussy and good credit and good manners, thirsty as fuck to come scoop up a man who will go 50% on the bills and come home at night to play his little fucking game. You feel me? You're so worried about aesthetics and keeping up with the Joneses and what so-and-so did on fucking Instagram. You feel like your man ain't putting on for you. Let me tell you something. A good man is a man who comes home every night. It's a man who listens and communicates to you. It's a man who doesn't cheat. It's a man who pays bills and shows up for the children and fixes things where he can. That's a damn good fucking man. And the same way that you want to be loved, he wants to be loved too. Everybody is a fucking prize, not just you. Stop expecting these men to jump through fucking hoops to earn your love, but you're asking for a love that you can't even fucking reciprocate. You got to be willing to give what you want to fucking get in order for that shit to fucking last. So if you got a good man, start pouring into him and stop dangling greener pastures in front of his face, because if you had it like that, you'd have it like that. You feel me?
In many countries, women outnumber men, creating a stark contrast to the West, where it's often the reverse due to the influx of men seeking work. Take Eastern Europe, for example. There are so many single women that some clubs don't even let in less attractive ones. In these places, women are looking for traditional providers who can ensure financial stability and handle all the bills, not millionaires like Western women often demand. These women in developing countries would be perfectly content with a middle-class life, raising their children and cooking daily meals. Unfortunately, this woman only grasped this reality after turning 30, which is why she's still single.
Wow. I got a new saying. Once a nice guy's got his passport, he's gone forever. I'm a wild boy. I'm a wild boy.
Even the rich and famous men who aren't broke or any other shaming descriptor these women use to describe a passport bros aren't dealing with American women.
Everybody likes the nice guy. You're in a relationship, everyone's like, oh my God, he's so great, he's so educated, he's so beautiful, he's so handsome, he's so smart, he's so invested in you, he just loves you. And you're sitting there and you're just like, yeah, it's not it for me. And you know he's never done anything like super wrong. You're just like, I can't. Because maybe you're a level 9 and he's a level 5. And no matter how much the level 5 tries to make it to the level 9, they can't do it. And so you have to go back down the other way, because nobody's going to understand, especially when you leave the nice guy, because everybody's going to be like, what are you doing? Like, he's so perfect. Why would you do that? You're just going to walk away. And then you're like, how do I even walk away? How do I have the conversation? You sit down and you take radical responsibility and you look at them with all the love, courage you can muster. And you say, I love myself enough to walk away from this relationship. You can tell them all the ways that they've been good to you. It's okay to leave the nice guy.
Modern women often mistake stability for boredom, which is why good guys shouldn't waste their time on them. These women, who have been through so much, often require constant drama and excitement to feel alive. They might even need to believe their partner is unfaithful to feel any respect, otherwise they view him as dull. Meanwhile, in other countries there are stunning women who genuinely appreciate and reciprocate the kindness of great guys. They value stability and are eager to build a meaningful relationship.
Normally I would hate to give you attention without charging you, but I just thought this was an interesting point to make real quick. Let's look up the definition of the word cope. The definition of the word cope is to effectively deal with something difficult. Now, which do you think is the larger cope? Me going to the pet store and buying a cat? Or you flying to Colombia to marry a woman who doesn't speak the same language as you because no woman in your country wants anything to do with you? I get a cat to replace you. You have to fly to a foreign country to replace us. That's a cope.
The cat is often a coping mechanism for being single and childless, as it doesn't truly replace the presence of a man. Otherwise, cat ladies wouldn't be so miserable. It's a fact that many men who pursue a passport bro lifestyle face rejection from American women. Modern Western women often seek only the top 1% of men and believe they deserve more than what they qualify for. This woman inadvertently proves the passport bro point. In the West, women with any semblance of attractiveness may demand high prices just for a conversation, behaving like high-priced escorts without the perks. Meanwhile, in countries like Brazil, there are stunning women who would be thrilled to engage with a genuinely good man.
Dating in America versus dating overseas. I'm in Colombia right now. I'm about to go on a date. Remember that American woman who refused to go on a date to the Cheesecake Factory? A place where the bill is easily $100. I'll spend that same amount of money on this date and you can see how she reacts. Let's go. What's up, guys? I'm out here waiting for my date. Dude, these bowling alleys are insane. She made it, y'all. 20 minutes late, but out here, that's actually like 10 minutes early. I swear, Colombia time is a real thing. To pay for a bowling lane here, 2 players for a full hour is only $17, and the aesthetics here are nuts. Now, she speaks zero English, and my Spanish sucks, and she wanted me to use Google Translate when we got confused, but I have something much better. ¿En qué trabajas? It's called a pocket translator, and this is so much better because we can actually look at each other when we talk, and it'll translate for us. For your face. We hung out for a bit, and it was time for our food. Yes, they serve this at the bowling alley in your lane. This place was crazy, and it was super, super affordable. Like, where are you going to find this in the States for this price? Nowhere.
With the obesity rates and the lack of shaving in the US, that Colombian chick could be a legit model in America. She doesn't speak English, but she's more interested in what he has to say than most American women would be scrolling on social media during the date. American men can live a baller lifestyle in these developing countries. What are your thoughts? Share them in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future uploads. See you next time.